Hello my friends, thank you for joining me tonight on Painting with Harold. I am Harold. Tonight we have a 16 by 20 canvas that's turned on landscape. Already covered with a thin, even coat of liquid white. Colors tonight are titanium white, phthalo blue, midnight black, lizard crimson, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, sap green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and the evil bright red. I thought tonight we'd just do something that's kind of colorful and fun and just kind of relaxing to the soul, kind of. So with that said, we'll jump right in and see what we come up with. Alright, I'm going to start out with a 1-inch brush, and we'll pick up just a little bit of cad yellow on this brush. Just a little, don't take much. And I'm going to come up here and I just want to add some cad yellow in this guy. Just a little. It don't have to be much. Just a little. Basically just enough really to stain the canvas. Then we'll come back in and pick up just a little bit of the Indian yellow. And we'll just run it around through the yellow and on top of the yellow, beside the yellow, just anywhere up here really. Not like so. Then without washing the brush, we'll go right into some yellow ochre. And we'll bring it up. We'll do the same thing. Just kind of work it around. Not like so. Then I'm going to go into just a very, very little bit of dark sienna. Still not washing the brush. And I'm going to tap just a little of that color on my brush. And we'll come up and do it the same way. Just kind of out and about. And if you touch the yellow here and there, well, that's fine. You ain't hurt a thing. We just want to put it up here real loose. Then we want to go into just a little bit of the Van Dyke brown. Still haven't washed the brush. Then we want to come up in the corners with that Van Dyke brown and just make them corners a little darker, about like so, and just kind of work it in. Alright, then we'll knock some of that paint out of our brush and we'll drop it in the thinner bucket. Now at this point you really shouldn't have a whole lot of paint in this brush, because these are like I said, these were just very little amounts of paint. Very little. Alright, I'm going to pick up another 1-inch brush. And I'm going to go straight into some titanium white. And put it on the brush. Then I'm going to come up here in this light spot we got made. We're just lucky that that worked out the way it did. And we'll just come around and little X strokes all around it. And just work it out all the way around. This does a couple things. It brings the light out further, and the further you get away from the center, it starts getting darker and darker. Plus it kind of blends these other colors together a little bit, which is what we're kind of trying to do, you know. You always want your colors blended. And about like so. Then we'll knock that brush out. Knock the cover out. And then very gently, we'll come up here. Now the spots that don't look like they got blended enough, just go back over them a little bit. you don't want to blend them away today or tonight. You just want to blend them to where they're smooth and soft. You always want a soft sky, because you know we gotta come in here with some clouds, and we don't want a real hard sky. All right, let me ease back a little and see what that looks like. That looks good. I can live with that. All right, now we're gonna pick us up a fan brush, and I'm gonna go straight into some more titanium white. Just load both sides of the brush up. Now these clouds today are, they're gonna be easy to make, because we got the fan brush loaded up on both sides. And we're just going to come up here in our sky, and we're just going to touch and just let the brush just go crazy with it. Just put it anywhere you want to. Just dance it around up here. That's all you got to do. Then we'll come back and we'll load up again. And we'll come on this side, and we'll just do the same thing. Just make sure you keep the brush moving. That's the most important thing with this step. Just keep it moving. About like that's all we need. Then we'll come across the bottom here and just add us in a couple of floaters. And we'll do them basically the same way. You know, just flick them around. That's all I'm doing. And there's no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing right now. It's just anywhere and everywhere. Just wherever you want a cloud to be, stick one in. That's all you got to do. Then you can get ready to wash that brush. Alright, now I'm going to pick up a clean, dry 2-inch brush. And I want to just come up here and just very gently hypnotize the whole cloud. Just very gently. I'm not trying to blend out the bottoms like we normally do. I just want to mix up the whole cloud. Just stir it up. Just like so. About like that. Then you can knock some of that paint off. And I do not know what's wrong with them birds. They have been quiet till I started painting. And now they want to be heard. Alright, and very gently, we'll come through here and fluff them up. And then we'll go across them real easy. Just like so. Alright, now we're going to hang on to this 2-inch brush for a minute. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to pick up a filbert brush. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of the titanium white. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pick up just a very little bit of the Indian yellow. Mix these two colors together. Now we got our sun going to be right here. So it means that out on the outside edge out here, the sun's going to hit. So this is going to be the brightest part of our clouds. So we want to bring some of that yellow in. Now it's going to be hard to see it, because we got yellow up here. But in the places where you do see it, it'll pay off pretty good dividends for this painting right here. But now it's not going to be seen in many places. But like I said, where it is seen, it'll help tremendously. And it don't take much of that, just a little. And we want to come back up here and just lightly blend that color in. Just real lightly. Not like so. And then pull it across. It's very light. Very light. Alright, then you can come up here with your brush you was born with, and you can put you just a little indication of a sun right here. And whenever you're doing a sky like this and you wanna put your sun in it, kind of always do it off center a little, to the right or to the left. I mean, you can do it in the center. It's your world. But to me, it seems like it just seems to look better if it's kind of off center. All right. Now I want to come in here and I want to pick me up just a little on my 2-inch brush, some cad yellow, and I want to come down here and just keep them, as straight as you can across. And there again, it's not gonna take much color. Just kind of pull you in some yellow. You just don't want to. Well, it's not that you don't want a lot of color. You just don't need a lot of color in this painting for this part. Then you come right next door to the Indian yellow again, just like we did earlier. And you come in and pull it in here and there. We'll do that on both sides. And it don't take a whole lot of paint for this to know that you did this, because it don't really have to be an exact science here. This is just it's just an indication of color, that's all. And before this painting's over, this may not end up being water down here. Who knows what it'll end up being. By the time we're done, it may end up being a big rock. And then we want to pick us up a little bit of brown. And we'll just kind of bring it in through here at random. Like I said, it's not going to take a lot. And then we'll finish it off with our Van Dyke burnish. Just like so. And we'll knock some of this color out. I'm fixing to pause this video and go back here and see about knocking these birds out. Then we just want to go across this real lightly and blend all this together. About like so. That's about all we need to do. And just like that, we have us a sky and some water. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. And I apologize about that. But the little screecher back there had knocked his swing loose. And he wasn't happy, so he went to screaming, which upset the rest of them. So I guess they all felt like they wanted to scream because he was screaming. Alright, now we got everything pretty much blended out. And now I'm going to pick up my big palette knife. And I'm going to go right into some Mountain Mix color. I'm going to pull that out as flat as I can get it. And get me a little roll of paint. And I'm going to come right up here. And I want to start out with a little peak here and there. And we'll come this way. when we first got them birds, my wife went in a pet store and she bought a toy that hangs from the top of the cage that had a bell connected to it. And they would get over there and they would go to fooling with that toy with that bell on it. And I don't know how in the world those birds, now if you're familiar with a cockatiel, you know how small they are. This is not a big cockatoo or a big parrot. Now I did have a parrot, but he was kind of mean. He did not like me, but that's another story. Anyway, those little bitty cockatiels, and I promise you, I don't know how they did it. They would get that toy with that bell on it to moving so fast, and they would have that bell ringing so loud. It was annoying, but it was also funny at the same time because you look over there at those little bitty birds and the rigorousness that they were shaking that bell. I mean, it looked just like dogs playing with a stuffed animal or something. When they're mad at something, they go to shaking it and getting all the stuffing out of it. Well, that's kind of what them birds look like with that bell. And I guess they enjoyed it. I'm gonna say they did, just from the way they played with it all the time. But they eventually got the best of that bell, and they finally ripped it to shreds. The little part that it was hanging down on. It came like, kind of like a tassel on the end. Well, when they got through with it, it didn't have hardly a tassel left in it. All of that was down in the bottom of the cage, and they had the bell was just hanging on by a couple little threads left. So we went in and we cleaned all the thread out before they ingested it and got choked and killed herself. But to be down here some nights and just hear them playing with that bell. Now this was before my YouTube days. Like I said, it was kind of comical at times. But then sometimes when you're trying to concentrate, it would really get annoying. There's absolutely no way I would try to film a YouTube video if they still had their bell. I'll tell you that. And they've had the little swings, the two that had the bell in their cage. They didn't have a bell, but they had another little toy. In fact, they still got it. But they have a ladder and they have a swing. Now, for some reason, it seems like every animal that comes around here just gets spoiled. I don't know why me and my wife continue to spoil these animals, but we do. All right, we got us some mountain shape up here, so I'm gonna pick my 2-inch brush back up, and I'm gonna come in here, and I'm just gonna start pulling this color out. Just pull it out. Out and down. That's all we want to do. Pull it out and down. I love the way this mountain makes color contrast against that yellow. That is so pretty to me. like so. Alright. So we've got a little hair hiding right there. Get it off. Get some of this out. You gotta get as much of this paint off as you can in this process without messing your mountain up. Alright, about like that. That's what we're looking for. And we'll get ready to wash that brush. Then I'm going to pick my knife up again. I'm going to go into the white and I'm going to pull it down as flat as I can get it. Flat as you can get it. Come across there and get us another roll of paint. Alright. We'll come up here. And we'll just start pulling our color down. Real light. Very light pressure. Very light pressure. Just about like so. You don't have to put a whole lot of interest in that area over there. As usual, we'll have some trees over there, I'm sure. Alright, come right here at the top of this one. Start pulling it down. Just like so. Just real gentle. Let that paint break. That's all we want it to do. Just want that paint to break. Like so. Then we can come up here and we can start pulling these colors down. I got quite a few little peaks up here. You don't have to put that many in your mountains if you don't want to. I just thought it would look kind of good if it had some peaks in it. And your color don't have to be, it don't have to be extremely white, because position of that sun, it could be behind this mountain enough that it's not really casting much of a light on them. Like right here, the light should have been more over here, but I didn't do that. So I may have to go back in here and maneuver that around a little bit to get it to work out. But all I got to do is come right here and just pull this color down a little, right through here, and just make myself a little valley in here, just like so. Not like that. And just join it up with this color. And then when I come back up here and go to really playing with it, I can fix all that then. like so. Just lightly pull it down. That's all we want to do. Alright, that's got too much of an angle in it. I don't want that. I want it to be more straight. I don't want it to be rounded like that. Yeah, more straight like that. That'll look better. Alright, so I'm going to come in here now, and I'm going to grab some of this color out, all the way up to here, about like so. And I'll bring some of that color over here. And just kind of work it around. Alright, and I'll come in here and still a little more of it. Up to about right there. And I'll bring a little of it over here. Like so. Then I'll get some clean white. And I'll come up here and just pull it around. And then maybe a little across here in a couple areas. It's not many. I don't really think it's going to take many. Alright, now, while I'm over here, I'm going to mix me up. I'm going to take a little white, and I'm going to take a little of the phthalo blue, and I'm going to take a little bit of the mountain mix these colors together. I want kind of a grayish blue color. And we'll use the little edge of the knife. And we'll come right up here. And we'll put a little bit of this color across here. Just in a couple places. Just to give it a shadow look. Up here, just to kind of rough the mountain up some, not much. And I'll grab a little bit more of the white. And I'll come in here and just kind of give it a little pull over here like so. About like that. And we'll come back in here. And we'll add us a little white up at the tops. Just a little bit. Just barely pull that white down where it's kind of streaky, but not terrible. Then we'll come up here and kind of straighten this up a little. Just kind of pull it down and back a little bit. About like so. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then that light looks like it's just coming across that peak there just a little bit. And that color's just gray enough that it does what we want it to do right there. Yep. Alright, now I'm going to grab me a little more white. And I'm going to come out here and give myself a little peaks along this outer ledge out here. Just a couple. Because I think a mountain should have a lot of jagged edges and stuff in it. About like so. And we'll bring a little color in here. And just touch this one here and there. Just to give it a little shadow over here. Not like so. I'm going to just pull this color down. Not like so. Just leave those tips up there kind of lit up a little bit. Then we'll come in here with a little darker color and we'll start working it out now. And since that mountain's already as dark as it is, it's not going to take a whole lot of color in here to convince us of what's happening over here. In fact, probably the least or the less amount of paint we use, the better off we're going to be right here. Because I think that really dark color is going to help it look creviced and rough and kind of the look we're going for. Because in my mind, I guess I could go ahead and tell y'all. In my mind, there's going to be some little trees across here, but there's going to be a couple big trees come into this area right here. So that's one of the reasons I'm not too concerned with, I guess, the final outcome yet. Because a lot of it's going to be hidden. So that'll help a lot. I'll come down here to hide it. But just like so, we just want to pull us out some color in here. About like so. I still ain't just tickled to death with this. So I'm going to do a little more work on that. Right there. I just think, I don't know, I'll tell you what, I ain't so sure that this shouldn't come down like this other side over here. So I'll change everything up. I'll let all of it pull down like a cliff rather than a individual type mountain. And then some of that can have lights and darks since it's already marbled up. kind of shake it a little bit here and there. My hand, which ain't real hard to do no way, because I've been shaky the past couple of days for some reason. And we'll just let it work like that. And then we'll let it fade on off over here, because we're going to put some trees in front of it. And we'll just pull this down like so. So I guess if we're going to do that, we need to come in here now and let our shadow side pull down. Kind of even it up a little. Which all we're going to do is just change the stroke of everything. That's all. But now we can leave it. We can leave it to make it just look like the cliff turns and comes back this way. Sometimes it just, a paint will just tell you what it wants to do. And this one was, it was definitely talking to me. And I wasn't liking what it was saying. So about like that. I don't like that either. So I'm going to fix that right quick. I'm going to pull this on down. Like so. And I'll just leave this side a little lighter. Like it is getting a little light over here. And we'll leave this side dark. And then in here we'll just pull down some spots here and there. Just to make it look like it's doing something. Yeah, I believe I can live with that. All right. Now I'm going to pick up the 2-inch brush. And I'm going to come up here. And I'm just going to lightly tap out across the bottom here. Just real lightly. Just real lightly tap out across the bottom. About like so. Then I'll knock some of that color out. Come up here and just very, very gently let this color up to make it look like mist down here at the bottom. Very gently. Come across the bottom and just kind of brush it out across here. Real soft. Just really, really soft, like so. That's about all we're looking for. Alright, then we want to pick us up a fan brush. Number 6. Oh, I got it over here in the center. So I'm gonna knock a little of this paint out right quick. It didn't have much in it. Make sure it's good and dry. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab just a little bit of the phthalo blue. And I'm going to grab some of the Mountain Mix. And just a tad bit of the alizarin crimson. And we'll mix all these colors together right here on the brush, on the fan brush. And I want to come across here, and I want to stay under the mist in places. But in some of it, we can come above the mist. We're just going to add some tappy trees across here. But just don't kill all that. Don't kill all that misty look back here, because this is our separator. Then make some shorter, some taller. And try to keep these as straight as you can. Don't let them get too crazy on you. Because if they go laying down too much, they're gonna look like you got a real strong wind back here. Alright, that should be about all we need across there like that. Come back across the bottom here. Get that filled in. We want a little paint down here at the bottom, because we're going to pull down reflections right here. So we want to have us a little paint down there. We'll come back up here and get started again. Just don't forget your mist. You don't want to kill all of it, because it's easy to do. Come over here, probably about right in there is far enough. And come back across, like so. Alright, we'll hang on to that brush that's got that color in it for now, that fan brush. Then we'll come back to our 2-inch brush. We'll come right back up here, real gently. We'll come straight down with some reflections. Straight down. That's all we want to do. Straight down. Just like so. Alright, then knock some of that color out. Fix this side. Alright, then with a little small fan brush, we want to take it and go right into some white, just on the tip out there. Now, don't take a lot of white for this. But just put you a little on the fan brush and come across that line that you just made. Just come across there and touch you some color across here, some white, And as you can see, going further down, starts getting darker. Just get you a little more, because it don't take much. And just put your little white across here, just like so. And then knock that color off the fan brush. And then come right up here at the bottom of it. And just, with a real sharp snapping motion, just snap that fan brush and let it pull that color up. And what it'll do is it'll go in here and it'll divide these trees, and it'll make it look like tree trunks back in here, way off in the distance. You just have to snap that paint up real quick. And straight. You want it to be straight. And it'll just put thousands of little tree trunks back here. Just like that. And then very lightly you can come up and pull through, and it'll give some of them a sharp point on top. Just like that. Right. And you can drop that one in the thinner. Now some of these back here, we like this one is sticking out right here. We wanna let him have a little top on him, because he's sticking up there trying to show out a little bit. Then we'll put us a kind of a tall one back here. Let him be seen, because for some reason he's good and healthy. Just kind of let him fade on down into the rest of them, about like so. We can give him a short friend over here. Don't take much more. And come up here and just tap him in a little shape, and let him disappear back in here in this forest. I'd say that's plenty for that. Alright, now I'm going to take my dark color and I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to touch across the bottom right here, just to fill this back in. And I'm through with this brush now. So, alright. Then I'm going to pick my 2-inch brush up again, and I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to start pulling this color down. And this color is going to be a little darker than the rest, so it'll kind of look like a bank back here. Kind of. And it'll also get rid of that loose white paint that we had hanging around back here too. Alright, now I'm going to knock as much paint out of this brush as I can again. And I'm going to come across real gentle at that line. And I just want to pull it across. Just real gentle. You don't want to blur everything together right here, because if you do, it's not going to look like reflections. It's just going to look like one big solid color, like so. That's what we're looking for right there. Then we can pick up our knife and come up here and get us a little white pulled out. Pull it out flat as you can get it. Bring that knife through, get you a little color. We'll start out over here under the sun, because that should be where the brightest spot's going to be if we have a real bright spot. And then we'll just work this line across. Just like so. And we'll get us another little paint. We'll start right back in the center of the dark, bright spot again. And we'll start back this other direction. And we'll keep it as level as we can. We'll run it right off. Alright, then you can come up here and get you a little more white. And you can come out here and do you a couple of ripples here and there. Don't take many, just a couple. About like so. Alright. Now, it's brush washing time for me. So I'm gonna, let's see if we can do movie magic. Alright, just like that in movie land, we have got brushes clean. Now before I go and add my other trees, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my filbert brush. And right here along this edge where I couldn't get real close with my knife, I'm just going to take that filbert brush and I'm going to put just a little bit of white on it, not much at all. And I'm going to come up and I'm just going to touch along that edge and pull straight down into my color. And the reason I'm using this filbert brush is because it's rounded at the top. So if it pulls off and leaves little dark spots on the side, I'm gonna live with that because it'll kind of look like little crevices. If it does it, I mean, it don't look like it's gonna do it, but I'm still okay with the way it's turning out. And I'll just pull these colors straight down towards my trees. And not pull all the way down into the mist and mess it up. And then on this side over here, I'll do the same thing in a couple places. I actually got a little closer over here than I thought I did with that knife. But it's easier when you're working it at your angle, like on the right side for right-handed people and left side for left-handed people. It's just easier that way. Because when it comes to being ambidextrous, I am not. My right hand is definitely my dominant hand. My left hand there just to help me eat. Alright, we'll just pull down some of this color. Just kind of clean this little mountain ridge back up. About like so. We leave that little color right there, we leave it alone. Alright, now I'm going to pick up my number 6 brush. I'm going to go up here to this mountain mix color and I'm going to bring a little sap green into it now. And I'm going to just mix all of them right here together on the brush. I'll even bring a little more of the blue in. And I want to load the brush up. Then I'll come right here. And I'll bring down my first evergreen. Turn that brush sideways and just come down a little bit and tap. Just a little bit. And just start working it from the center out. That tree actually got a little bit greener I thought it would, which is fine. I want to come down to, well, I'm going to come down a little further in the shadow. Just a little bit further this time. Yeah, about right there. I think, yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Alright, now, go in here and get a little bit more of this color. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put me one about right there, about like so. Right there. About like so. Yeah, I think what I'll do is, since I'm here, is I'll go ahead and put in a third. I'll bring him right down the middle here. About like so. Because we can always separate them with the highlights. And we come back up here with the highlight colors. And then I want to come out and I want a little peninsula running this way across here, kind of up, about like that. I can work on that in a minute, but that's the way I want it, kind of down. Yeah, about like that. All right. Then we'll knock all the color out of this brush. And I want to pick up my knife again. And grab me just a little bit of white over here. I'm mixing that same pile where the gray was. And just a little bit of dark sienna. Just kind of mix all these colors together. Get me a little roll. That may be too much of a roll. Let's grab a smaller roll. And I'm going to come right here and just add me in a couple trunks here and there. On my trees. About like so. Then we can come at the top of our trees and pull us out a peak. Alright. Then we will pick us up a smaller, well, let's do it with the filbert. Nah, them trees are too big to do with a filbert. Let's just do it with a fan brush. I'll just grab a smaller fan brush here. Dip in a little bit of the thinner. Grab a little sap green. Bring down here to the cad yellow. Now I don't want this color real light, but I don't want it too dark either. So we may have to go up here and give ourselves a little test to see what we got to start with. Alright. I'm going to say that middle one's going to be in the back, so I'll start with these first. And I want to keep the highlight mainly out to the outside. About like so. Yeah, that's a good color. I'm happy with that color. And then we'll bring a little more out here on the edge. About like so. And we'll leave that bottom dark, because I got plans for that bottom. I want to come up here and do the same. Just add us a couple of highlights here and there. And if this color starts getting darker as you go down, let it. Because all that's going to happen when you come back to pick up more color is it's going to have that color on the brush, and it's just going to darken your green up anyway. Alright, then we want to come right in here on the one that we said was in the middle, and just kind of loosely, very loosely highlight it. We don't want it taking over nothing. So about like so. And that should, we'll hit a little bit right here with this, over this trunk. That should do us on our evergreens right there. Okay. Now I am going to pick up my little round brush, and we'll come up here and we'll go into a little dark sienna, a little alizarin crimson, and a little Van Dyke brown. And just mix all these colors together. I'm just tapping the brush right into it. Then we'll come right up here into this cloud, and I just want to come up here with a real loose indication of a tree. And all you're doing right here is just tapping on color. You don't have to do this real hard. Just tap on a little color. When you start getting a little lower, you can tap on a little more if you need to. Like so. Just let this color kind of work out and around, and so, because I want a couple bushes coming in at an angle on this side. Like so. Go back up in there, just dark color now, because I'm going to do the same thing over here. I want this to come in at an angle across here and come back down this way. Comes here. Like so. And you can bring some of this dark color over here if you want to. Ain't gonna hurt a thing. Cause that's what we need right now is dark. So when we come back to do our highlights, it'll all already be there. And then I want to bring a little more of this dark color in around here now, and across here like so. A little higher in spots, a little lower in others. Well, I'll tell you what, before we do that, let's come in here and pull this color down. We gotta do that. I forgot about that. Pull this color down. Because this color's gonna come all the way down. I'm just gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna pull a little of it down. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to change my mind. I got an idea. I just seen something that I think will look pretty good right here. I'm going to bring this all the way across now. Just like so. I want these two colors to, I want these two things here to kind of meet up across here, about like so. And I just want it real rough looking. I'm going to fill all this in with dark. That's all I want to do. And it can be the brown and the black mixed, I don't care. I know what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking, Lord, what has he went and done? I know that's what you're thinking because it's what I'm thinking. But I seen some. I did. Now, it might not work out the way I seen it, but I did see something. 100% sure what it was. Alright, about like so. Come back across this bottom. Kill all that light color down there. And along the side. Yep. Alright, now. It'll take me an hour to get the paint out of this brush. Whew, it's got some in it. Good grief. Alright, we'll just go ahead and start letting it soak. Then I'll pick up my goodness. Script liner. There it is. That's what I was trying to say. And I'll come right up here in this brown color. And I'll come right over here and I'll make a indication of a trunk. Just like so. Now when you're making a tree, be kind of cautious sometimes, because if you're not careful, you can bring your limbs up in like in a three-prong pattern, and they'll start looking like a turkey foot or something. And you want to avoid that if you can. But now one thing to remember on trees like this is a lot of times you won't see all the limbs no way, so you won't have to. I'm not saying they're not important, but sometimes you just won't see them. Okay. Now oh boy, I think to highlight that tree, I'm just going to use a 1-inch brush. And I may use a 1-inch to highlight a bunch of this. But I'm going to go right into a little bit of thinner, get it right on the 1-inch brush. I'm going to come right down in here to this yellow and green color we was using earlier. And I'm going to come down and just tap right into it. It's just yellow and sap green. You can pick up a little of the ochre if you want to, and a little of the Indian yellow if you want to. And just mix all these colors right here on the brush. The sap green. Just make sure your bristles are up when you come up here to do this. Alright, we want to come up here and just very lightly touch right outside of the leaves that's already up there. Just come right on outside them a little bit and just touch and lift off. That's all we want to do. And just keep in mind that you're making a tree here. And you don't want to kill all the dark, and you don't want to just come up here and go to punching at random. You know, you want to maintain a tree shape as best you can while you're doing this. Because if you don't have a tree shape up here, all your colors are going to go to running together, and it's just not going to look right. It won't look nothing like a tree. Now I know that's a lot of things to try to remember right here, but it's real important that you do those really. And then when you get down here to this dark part that's, you know, down in, well, I'll just show you. When you start getting down lower on that tree, you know it ain't gonna look right if you come all the way down here and cover the whole trunk up, because that's just not what trees do. So when you get down low enough that you pretty much just kind of leave that back there a little bit. Now you can change the flavor up on your leaves here, and you can make them look like little bushes back here now, little individual bushes that's growing across your trunk. But you know, now it's not going to look like a part of the tree because you changed the color first thing, and then you came down enough that you can still see the trunk. But that spot you left back there is just going to look like a tree that, you know, it's kind of far off now. Just like, you know, just come in here and make sure your color does what it's supposed to do. Now I'm going to pick up just a little bit of white. Just a little bit. And I'm going to bring it up here. Because up here where on this very outside edge, I want to sparkle of white just a little bit, not much. Just enough that you can know it's there. Just about like so. I just want to lighten that up a little bit. And then we'll go from there. And then I'm going to come across here with some colors. And I'm going to keep using the same colors. The Indian yellow, like over here, I'm going to come up into my pines and I'm going to just tap in some little bushes over here. And I'm just going to do little indications of bushes all the way across here. Just varying my colors, and they'll come out in different colors. They'll be, some of them will be Indian yellow, some of them will be yellow ochre, some of them will be bright red. Maybe. We may not even use the bright. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. We'll put this in a little sparkler. We'll put this in a bright red one right across here. Then we'll get out of it. Don't need much bright red. Then we'll come back into our yellow again. See, now that made that red turn into an orange color. And we'll come right over here with us another little color change. And we'll come back over here with some ochre. We got us another little color change. Not like so. Then I'll keep coming across here. Alright. Now, I think what would look good back in here is if we had us a pretty little cabin back here. Way back here in the woods by itself. So I'm going to take a little of this color. And let's see, do we want it over here? Or over there? We'll put him over here. We'll come in here with us a little roof line over here. Not like so. And all we're doing right now is just scratching us out a spot to put it. I'm going to do our easy version here. Not like so. I'm going to come down in here. pull this straight down. And then pull this down back here. Like so. Alright, now we'll get us some dark color. We got Van Dyke brown and dark brown and all kind of colors up here. We'll even add a little alizarin crimson to that color. And put some of this dark color we had over here a while ago. Tell you what I'll do. I'll grab us some more. I'll grab some more Van Dyke brown right quick, because it's, I don't want everything looking all red and out of place back there. So I'll grab just a little bit more Van Dyke brown. Not that much. It won't take much. Not for this cabin. Now, we'll mix all this in with that other color we already had going. And we'll come right up here and we'll put us in a little color right here on this side, like so. Bring us in a little color over here, because I know we gotta have that eave overhang. We know that. And then like so. And we gotta pull this color straight down now. Just like so. And we gotta come right here to the top of our little cabin. And we got to pull that color straight down, just like so. Old Bob was good at this, wasn't he? He could take that knife and come up here and have a cabin beat out before I can even get one laid out. He could have one built and already on to something else. But now that takes practice. Believe you me. Manipulating that knife. But once you get used to it and you go to using it, these things start getting a little easier. And I know y'all get sick of hearing that too, but it's true. Believe me when I tell you, it gets easier. All right, now I'll pick me up a little white, and I'll grab me a little yellow ochre. A little of that Van Dyke brown. Bring all these colors up here, mix them together, and get just the old funky color. And I'd say that I'm gonna use my little knife for this. I think it'll get in tighter. But I think if there's going to be a light color right now, I think it'd be on the front more than the side. So I'll come right here on that hang down. And I'll just barely pull down. Just barely pull it down. And then you can worry about straightening it up here in a second. But you got to have that. You got to have that little overhang on your eave there. And we want to come over here and pull this side down. Just make sure you pull it all straight down. Well, they're fixing to get ready for bed. He's calling all the troops home. About like so. That's what we're looking for. About like that's what we're looking for. Right there. Now we want this to be a little darker on this side, so we'll pick up a little more than light brown. I don't want this side to be real light at all, but I do want it to be a little lighter than what it is. Alright, I got to bring this color down. Like so. Cross there like that. And then come in here, straighten it up, get your perspective right to where everything is where it's supposed to be. Like so. Then we'll take us a little of this dark color. We'll come in here and give us a little indication of some boards. Well, I tell you what, let's mirror this color just a little bit. Let's come up here and just barely pull in some dark, just barely, just to get a little variation of color change right here. Just a little. About like so. Now we'll come back over here. About like so. Just gotta have everything looking the way it's supposed to look. Alright, now we'll take some of this dark color. We'll come in here with us some boards. Just make the old cabin look, just make it look like it's old. Just old and beat down. Then we'll come right in here with us one corner. Then we'll turn the corner right here and go back with the indication of some boards. Then we'll come back and clean our bottom up again. Like so. Just like that. Now the roof color. Oh boy, the roof color. Let's put a little red in this color over here and see what we end up with. Maybe we'll get us a decent looking little roof color over here maybe. Maybe just a little bit more of that. Leave it kind of marbled. And we'll just come over here and we'll just tap us on a little roof color across here like so. And just tap it. Just tap, tap, tap. All the way down the roof line back here. Just like so. And we'll come down the front roof line like so. Just tap on some color. We'll come across the bottom here and then go back up here and tie everything together just like so. Just try to make everything look uniform as best you can. Then we'll take us a little roll and come down this other side over here on that outside edge, about like so. Then we're going to need us a little bit more brown now to put our color back in under our eave. Gotta add that color there. Like so. I'll pick up just a little more. We'll come right here. We'll add us a little door across here. Put a little of that Van Dyke brown. And give us a little white on our knife. Come up here and outline our door. Just give them a little indication. Maybe a little on the sides. Maybe a little bit down the roof here. Maybe a little bit on this edge. Just clean it up a little. About like so. Then we can come back and just lightly pull over those marks we made to make them look rough. Because we want the old old house to look pretty rough. We don't want it to be pretty. By no means. We definitely don't want a pretty house out here. Because if I had my guess, the fellow that lives out here has been living off grid for quite some time. And he don't care for nobody knowing he's back here. He'd rather be back here by himself. Alright, then we'll pick us up a little bit more Van Dyke brown. We'll give him a little window right here. And we'll put him a little window in right there. And maybe one down here. And another one back here. Like so. About all it needs. That old cabin don't look like it's going to be standing much longer. It's definitely seen better days. Alright, what we can do is just take us a little small brush and come up here and clean some of this up. We ain't going to clean a lot of it up because, like I said, I want it to be I want it to be kind of raggedy. But we ain't got to have it looking that raggedy. I like so. Just clean it up a little bit. That's all we gotta do. Like so. Yeah, let's clean this roof line up here a little bit. We'll go around the window a little bit. I should have never started cleaning it up, because now I ain't gonna be happy till it looks perfect. And that ain't what I'm going for. I don't want a perfect cabin back here. I said that to start with. What do? Get up here and start cleaning it up. Can't leave it alone. Always got a pedal. I don't think it's gonna look too bad, cause I ain't gonna clean it up that much. I can tell you that. Cause all I gotta do is bring a window in there. I mean a bush in there and cover a great deal of it up with some bushes. Right now, I'm gonna come up here and grab me one more sap green. Come up here with my yellows. Across the bottom here, tap me in some little grassy area right through here. Right along there like so. And just kind of let that grassy area work out. Goodness, poor little house is sitting here looking like he's sitting in here on a little grassy knoll by himself. Pick up my little 1-inch brush. Whoop. What'd I do? I done put it in the thinner. Okay, so now I gotta clean it. That ain't no big deal. We can do that. Alright, now I'm gonna come back up here in my sap green, my yellows. And I'll come back over here and I'll just start tapping in some more bushes. Like we were doing earlier. Just still don't want to have a whole lot of yeah. You still don't want to have a whole lot of the same color, but at the same token, you don't want to kill all your darks either. And that's what makes painting fun right there, is when you get ready to move into the next step. There's so many things you got to remember, from the first step to the second step to the third step. Alright, it's time for them to go to bed. I'm fixing to buy me some tranquilizers. I don't know if y'all seen the video or not I did of my little dogs, my dachshunds. But my wife had to come down here earlier and I was upstairs. And they came down here with her. And oh my goodness. They got over there and started irritating them birds. And they do that all the time. Just about every time they come down here, they're going to irritate them birds. Well, they came down here, sure enough, with nothing doing but to get over there and fool with the birds. And I could hear her down here. Patches, Wyatt, leave the birds alone. And that don't do no good. I mean, telling them that don't do a bit of good, because they some hard-headed little dogs. All right, we'll just cover this side up with this little bush right here. And then we'll come in here and put us in a couple little small bushes. Just kind of make the cabin look like he's sitting back in the woods in here. Then we'll take a knife and we'll come in here and scratch us on some sticks and twigs. It's all throughout in here. Just don't put so many in here it looks too bad, but you know, you can put enough in here that they're a little noticeable. And you can do that on your cabin in places. And you give it that old wood look. So, and then we can take us a little fan brush and finish this up right here with a little line of bushes that come over here next to the grass, about like so. Just something to make it look like it's a difference in color right here where they meet, like so. Then take a little brown and scrub in a little path that looks like it's leading out of the little cabin. And where it goes, we don't know. In fact, it really would probably scare us if we did know. Because this old guy back here has been living back here this long by himself. He ain't no telling what he's into, I'm gonna tell you. But just like that, I'd say we got us a hidden little lake back there with a decent looking little cabin with like a mountain cliff in the backdrop. Now I'm going to try to manipulate this to where you can see it better in the camera. Let's go that way a little bit. And there it is. That's the complete painting. And I really hope y'all enjoyed that one. It was kind of fun and kind of different. But I'm going to say it's a done deal. And I'm just going to put my mark on it. Just like that. I'm going to say it's ready for a frame and a wall. And like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed this one. It's just something a little different, something a little colorful, something you can hang in any room and just about light it up. Alright, good news. The channel is growing. I got all the entries and people are voting on them. The voting will probably end, let's see, what did I say, the 21st, I think it was. That's when I'm going to announce the winner. So the voting will end the 20th. And today is the 16th. So we got a few more days on the voting. So, but I will be announcing the winner. And I'm going to get with the winner and see if he wants his or her painting shown on the channel. And if they do, I will gladly show it on the channel. And if they don't, I will respect that as well. I won't show it. But at 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a Bob Ross Master Paint set. And it's a pretty nice set. If you hadn't seen it, there's a picture of it in some of the Facebook groups. I don't know if you're in them or not, but if you want to see a picture of it, reach out to me through Facebook Messenger, and I'll see to it you get a picture of it. But if you're watching this, I hope you're already subscribed. And if you're not and you want to subscribe, go ahead. At the end of the videos now, I have a subscribe area. So I'm getting a little better at this YouTube thing. I'm figuring some stuff out as I go. Some of it still kind of got me confused, but we'll get there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all very much for joining me tonight. I love all you guys. God loves you more. And have a very, very blessed night. See you next time.